gosh, been plowing through some of the challenges that you put up in the last couple days.
Yeah, you've been doing great. I love what you're doing in the group, and that's good stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, again, pardon the little internal webcam, which looks like it's shot on a toaster, but my nice camera just, I don't know, just decided not to do anything. So, anywho, here we are, and yeah. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us about where you're at, your YouTube channel, that kind of thing, where people can find you, and then we'll get
Okay.
into some voiceover stuff.
Sure. Well, my name is Jeremy Thompson. I just turned 50 this year, and I was recently laid off from my IT job, and I've been dabbling in voiceover stuff for the last, yeah, I would say a couple of years, but I've been taking it seriously the last year or so. And I have I have a TikTok channel and a Instagram, and now also a YouTube channel under Undead Papa. And I'm probably going to change that, but we'll see. But there, I've started posting all of my poetry readings, and also the series of stories that I've been narrating, which I've called Whispered Legends. And I'm really enjoying those. And I decided I have nothing but time on my hands, so I might as well take a really solid run at this. And actually, I found out today that I might actually qualify for extra time on unemployment if I were to start my own business. And I have to find out the details, but if they can consider doing voiceover as a business, which I would think they would, I could actually be able to extend my a little bit of time on unemployment, and be able to actually really take a run at this. So,
well, that's awesome. Let's definitely get you going. Like, let's put you in overdrive as far as that goes, because you don't know how much time you have in this season, and it would be really cool to get way ahead of where you might be if you were just plucking away 30 minutes a day, kind of a thing. So
yeah.
let's
Yeah,
get you
I
there.
follow a bunch of professional voice actors, and obviously including yourself, and whether they do character work or audiobooks and whatnot. There was one woman. She said I got my setup, I did my practice, and within 15 days of getting listed on ACX, she had her first audiobook contract, and by the end of 90 days, she had two others. And I was like, okay.
Okay, so I'll raise you one. I think from the time that you get a profile on ACX, and we'll talk about that in this session. Okay, just from what I've heard, where you're at, what that would look like, and if you do one audition a day, you will get an offer within the first week. That's what I think. I don't know, of course. I believe that is completely reasonable, because you sound way better than I did, and it took me about 2 or 3 days, and I already had an offer, and I was like, "What?" And truly, I'm not saying that to be cute or make you feel better.
Nope.
You sound better than I did when I started.
Thank you.
And I was booking work. You know what I mean? So I think you would book work very quickly. So I think that's great.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So if anybody is in here from the coaching group, all I can see is the number. Like, I can see how many people are in the room, but I don't know who they are. If you're in the coaching group, drop us a little hey. Let us know who's in here. Well, you don't have to be in the coaching group. You could just say hey anyway. But let us know who's in here if you feel like it. And if you do want to join the coaching group, check out the link in the description. Also, what is your you said Undead Papa? What how can people find your YouTube and stuff? Because I forgot to put them. I should have put them in the description. I forgot to. I'll put them up there right now, actually.
I'll tell you what I can do. I'm pretty much if you search for Undead Papa on pretty much any social media site, you'll
Oh, hey,
find
Jess.
me.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just popped in. Just said hey. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Oh,
Interrupt.
that's all right. So let me view my channel, and I will drop the link. Join the chat. Connect comment. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Jake. Another Jake in here. We got 2 Jakes in here. Good deal.
All right. Continue.
Group.
StreamYard already has some access.
Jake, I loved your
Bam.
the sound effects and stuff you put to, especially the what do you call it? The first person shooter thing. I loved your take on that. That was really cool.
I loved his version of it. I was like, I'm like, dude, that's better than mine. I thought the soundscaping was
and that's
so
the cool
cool.
thing. It wasn't better; it was different, and it was like, because the leaders are different. You could have 2 leaders that are awesome, and yet one is different. Yada yada yada. But that is really good stuff. Oh, Rob Smith. Oh, what a voice! What a voice Rob has. Yeah, good to see you in here, Rob. I'm a fan of your work. Okay, so here is your YouTube. It's in the link, or it's in the comments on the YouTube video, and check that out. That is a good place. And tell us what you do on there, because I think it's so cool.
I post all of I'm actually going through all of my back catalog of poetry readings and slowly posting them up there. But any new poetry readings I post up there. And I also, my biggest thing now is this series of short, anywhere from 4 to 6 minute stories that I write and narrate that are generally of the paranormal variety. And it's called Whispered Legends. I've done 6 so far, and the response that I've gotten from each of them has been wonderful. The most recent one, Until the Lantern Goes Cold, has really struck a chord with a lot of people, which is really good. It's really great because it's actually an allegory for dealing with a loved one that has progressive Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And you slowly lose them. And I've had more people comment on it or message me directly saying, "Hey, is this about Alzheimer's?" And I'm like, "Yes, you got it."
Okay.
which I loved. It.
And what was the title again?
Until the Lantern Goes Cold.
Okay, good deal. So go to that one. Or I mean, there's a lot of stuff to choose from, but that's a good one.
That's my favorite so far.
Okay.
The very first one I did called The Clearing seems to really resonate with people too. But the other ones, I am biased. I love all of them, to be honest with you. It's been really fun.
Well, that's they're like your little, your own little babies. You got to take care of them.
Yeah.
And, you hope other people like them too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's how I think of voiceover. Some people are like, I wasn't feeling it. Like, well, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
Right.
As long as I did, we're fine.
And you know what? I think that is one thing that lets you know you're on the right track. If someone else's opinion would make you veer off course, then maybe you're either in the wrong field or you don't have the right mindset. But if you are willing to put something out there and then have somebody say boo, and you're like, okay, and you do it again, that shows you're right where you need to be. I think
I am lucky in that I have yet, knock on wood, yet to have my first negative comment.
Good deal.
Yeah, so it's and the comments have either been non-existent or positive. So I'm kind of go with that. But I have also being in my former life being an artist, still am, but now my main focus is voiceover. But being an artist and being a niche artist who did mostly horror related stuff and zombies, and I had people tell me that they didn't like my stuff, and I learned very quickly that I had to take the criticism or the negativity I'll call it criticism. I had to decide, who was it coming from? What were they, and were they someone who was qualified to give me advice on something? Was it something somebody that I really cared what they thought? Now, like if I were to post something and you were to contact me and say, "Hey, here's what I think," and you were to give me constructive criticism, I would take that to heart because I have come to trust your opinion and I respect what you do as both a voiceover coach and a voice actor yourself. So, but if somebody off the street says, "Hey, your stuff sucks," well, okay, it's just not for you. I mean, I'm okay with it.
And I think that's great. And also, and everybody's different, but with my personality, I would never tell somebody that sucks. I would say, like, I might say, "Hey, let's try it another way. I think we can improve on it. Let's do it like this." And then, but I think early on, especially, man, before you develop sort of your own sense of where you're at and your confidence, you don't need to hear stuff like that. It's hard to take that into consideration. If you and I have worked many times together and we're in the booth and then you do something, I'm like, "Oh, Jeremy, that sucked. Let's do that again." Then it's totally fine.
Absolutely. And I think that's when you build that kind of a rapport with somebody, it is worth, they kind of let you do that.
Right.
You kind of learn to read the other person and whether or not they're like, "Hey, that sucks. Don't ever do this again." Because that's what too many people take that as, I should never do this.
You are a terrible person and forget everything, any sort of aspirations you have about this.
Exactly. I tell my kids the only way to fail in a creative field, the only way to fail is to give up.
Amen. That's great.
And it's as an artist, people talk about, you look at the perfect example, Leonardo da Vinci. The man created some of the greatest artwork ever made. But if you think that man did not produce some turds in his day, you are fooling yourself. The only reason we don't know about them is because either they were burned or they got painted over.
Exactly.
I mean, they don't show their mistakes. You're not going to see Michelangelo's flubs. He painted them over.
Right.
And a lot of the modern artists do the same thing. And it's like with voiceover artists, I guarantee you there's guys that spit and stutter for 20 minutes trying to get through one stupid line, because I've done it. And you don't hear that. That doesn't get out. One of these days I'm going to put out a blooper reel and everybody's just going to die laughing because I get so
So I did that recently. Anytime I edit for somebody, I usually do that and then just send it to them as a joke.
Yes.
There's a good friend of mine that is he was in the British Army. He's from Wales. And so he has a very, what we would consider like a working man's accent. It's not posh. It's
right.
It's rough. And he wrote a book about his experiences in Afghanistan. And now he's a best-selling author He wrote a series about historical fiction about the Romans in Germany back in the first century. It's great. He is a great writer and is a New York Times bestseller and stuff. Anyway, he was visiting and he had to get something back, like an intro of his audiobook. So since he was here in the US, I was like, "Well, just come by my studio and you can record it." And he said, "Oh, thanks." And came over here, recorded it. And then, so I just leave him in here, step out. 30 minutes later, he comes out. "All right, I'm done." He's sweating. And then, so I go to edit it. And it is the funniest thing. Like the self-loathing when he would make a mistake of his own writing was just so hilarious. The way, "Oh, come on." Anyway, so I made a blooper reel of like every sort of expletive, not necessarily swearing, but it wasn't all swearing, but there was a lot of, "Oh, come on." And I put it all together in about a 30-second thing, and it's a scream. I sent it to him and he was like, "Oh, this is great."
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But the end product was beautiful. It's very sincere.
Yep.
about the World War II veterans and stuff. Anyway, so I think let's get into some reading scripts. I think this is good for not only you, of course, but also listeners, because
Mhm.
I know I always get something out of when I hear somebody read, and then I hear someone say, "Okay, let's try to dig into this and change it up a little bit."
Sure.
So let's try that.
Okay.
You like that, didn't
You
you, Blake?
you
It
got
was
the ones that I
hilarious.
sent you? You got
I'll
the ones I sent you?
I'll yes, I did.
Okay,
I
cool.
did. Okay, so this first one, Metro card. Do
Mhm.
you have that one?
Yep, got it right here.
Hold on. Okay, let's do that one.
Okay.
So you can just knock it out and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. Let's see. When you buy a Metro card, you get access to all the famous places in the entire city. And an unlimited ride card, I goofed that up. Let me start over. I already had my first flub. There we go. When you buy a Metro card, you get access to all the famous places in the entire city. And with an unlimited ride card, you can hop on and off New York City Transit subways and local buses as many times as you like, all day long. It's the fastest, least expensive way to see it all. Let the MTA be your guide.
Very nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Very nice. That is a good, solid read. That would work. That would work great. So now I would say let's as you might say, for safety, let's let's play with it a little bit.
Okay.
All right. First, this one, I think this is interesting. There's an award you can win at one of the conferences for best blooper. I did not know that. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so the thing that I think that you need to be aware of, especially early on, is you have a richness to your voice that if you're not careful, you'll be, I forget what's the guy, it's from Greek mythology, but basically he's always looking at himself in the mirror because he's so beautiful. And it brings about his demise.
Yes.
And I forget
Right.
his name. If anybody knows, drop it in the chat.
Oh, I can't remember.
Okay, but your voice is so cool and has such resonance that if you're not careful, you're not doing this. I'm just saying, be careful.
Yep.
You are going to be like, and really, whether you're a guy or a girl, when someone's really good looking and they know it, they know they're good looking, and they kind of, it's kind of off putting.
Yeah.
Like a very beautiful person, but I don't know, I don't really like looking at them or talking to them. But then the opposite is true when you're like, I don't know if this person has any clue of how beautiful they are. My gosh, because you know what I'm saying? It's like this, people are just they either realize it or they don't. In you've got such an amazing voice that if you're not careful, you're going to lean into the resonance and the just like the baritone of it all instead of the feeling and the attitude of it. And then it'll sound good, but there won't be any soul to it.
Right.
And so I would really say, and maybe even like, from me, I don't listen in headphones. That's one thing I do. I don't even use headphones. I before I send it to the client, I'll make sure the quality is good.
Okay.
But because I don't want myself to be, enjoying my own voice so much that it affects the read. So just the way that I fight that, and you have to find your own way of fighting it, is don't lean into that, lean into the attitude and that kind of thing. You've got just some natural resonance, and I'm speaking to anybody, but especially anyone with a real sort of a resonance or I don't know what the female counterpart of that would be. I mean, it could be something like when you have any kind of a lower voice, a lot of times is very attractive. It makes you lean in and listen, but just don't lean into the sound of your own voice. Lean into the attitude, lean into all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Just a reminder.
Yeah.
So in this one, let's try a different way. That was
Okay.
good and straightforward. I would say that one is down the line, waist high
Mhm.
fastball. That's a good one. It's just good, solid. Now let's experiment a little bit. And I don't even know if this will work,
Okay.
but let's try doing it, but inflect upward more in a cheerful, like when you buy a
Okay.
MetroCard, you know, that kind of thing. Like you're
Okay.
inflecting upward and almost not using the bass of your voice. This is a
Okay.
treble read with a lot of, it's very cheerful.
All right.
Let's try that.
Okay. I have to think about this for a second. When you buy a Metro card, you get access to all the famous places in the entire city. And an unlimited ride card, you can hop on and off New York City transit subways and local buses as many times as you like, all day long. It's the fastest, least expensive way to see it all. Let the MTA be your guide. Well, that last line didn't work.
Okay, so redo it. What would you do? What would you say?
Let's see. Let the MTA be your guide.
I like that.
Or, yeah, that works better.
Now let's try one, just the last line, because I mean, as you know, the opening line, you got to hook them, and the end line, you got to give them something to remember. So those are your two most important notes to hit. Obviously, you want to hit all the other ones, but the opening one and the closing one are so important. Oh, Corinna, how's it going? I think I've said hello to everybody in here that popped in.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Okay, so let the MTA be your guide. You did one where you the last one you did, loved it. You kind of came down. Let the MTA be your guide, and that's it sort of comes down and grounds. You know, it sort of brings resolution. That is a statement of fact, or certainty. Let's try it where you're inflecting up at the end, and yet it still presents that same thought.
Okay. Let's see. Let the MTA be your guide.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, that one worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, how about say that line 3 times and surprise us.
Okay.
And take at least 2 risks. And it might sound terrible and everybody laugh. And that's the first thing that'll happen.
I'll be the first person to laugh. Let's see here. Let the MTA be your guide.
Okay.
Let's see. Let the MTA be your guide.
Okay.
Let the MTA be your guide.
I like that one.
Yeah,
if I had those 3 in front of me as the editor, I would pick the last one.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I agree.
That was really good. Okay, I'm gonna do. I think I can post, just for the sake of the voice actors watching.
Now I'm gonna have to actually sit down and actually record this.
Right.
That might actually. I'll do like 3 or 4 versions of it and see what works.
Right. Exactly. Here, let's do. Oops. I'm going to post it on the screen. So if you're watching this and you're a voice actor student or pursuing it, think about how you would say this right here. So it's the end, what he's been doing of the New York Transit, yada, yada, yada. This is the last sentence. So we really want to land it right. So let's do it. Let's do one more 3-shot burst. Give me 3 more of just. You don't have to take risks, but let's say shoot for them to be different, and yet you could use either one of them, any of them. Like 3 realistic, plausible endings.
Okay. Let's see here. Let the MTA be your guide.
Love it.
Okay. Let's see here. Let the MTA be your guide.
Good.
Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to think.
You got two. You're 2-0.
Hmm.
Don't let us down now.
Oh, don't put any pressure on me or anything. Let the MTA be your guide.
I like it. 3 good ones. Very nice. Very nice. I like that.
I forget, it's the inflection, the emphasis on what word, and then thank you, Kimberly. And
That's Jess, actually, right? Is that Jessica?
oh, is it?
Well,
Is it
you would know that by reading it because it says Kimberly.
Yeah. Thank you, whoever you are.
Whoever you are, think of it.
Whoever you are, thank you. So yeah, it's the words you put the emphasis on, plus the inflection on the words, and then the speed. And that's what I'm learning at this
Right.
point.
There's like a bunch of ways that you can adjust what you're there we go. Mystery solved. Incognito Jessica. So like, what I think of it is, if I want to do something different, I could adjust the speed. I could adjust the tempo. I could adjust the placement in my throat.
Okay.
Like maybe back here as opposed to up here out of my face. Can you hear the difference?
Yes.
Like one, it's sort of like you're relaxed and talking out of the back of your throat. Hey, let MTA be your guide. Right. Well, then, but
I would pay money for that.
Then it's like some, sitting bull. Let the MTA be your guide. Then talk out of the front of your face, and it would be more like, let the MTA be your guide. And it's sort of, it comes out of the front of your face instead of the back of your throat.
Right.
These are very technical terms I'm speaking of here. And I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, so I love that. I like what you did. I think you could definitely stick that one on a demo, like your commercial demo. So I think what I would recommend, if I were you, is get your commercial demo first.
Okay.
Because I think that's what you're going to make the most money on, probably.
Okay.
At least at first.
Yeah.
And also there's actually less competition. I mean, everybody wants to be in a Pixar movie. Everybody wants to be in a video game. A lot of people don't even know that they pay people to read for a poll commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't have the real desire to do the whole like big like Pixar type of thing. It just doesn't appeal to me. Would I do it? Oh, of course I would in a half a second.
Yeah.
But it's like I really the commercial stuff, it's I don't know. So far it's all fun. But
right. And I think as you book work, and we'll talk about audiobooks here in a minute, but as you book work, it might be like, you know what? I really am enjoying audiobooks. I get to do the narration, I get to do characters, I get a little of everything. Yeah, that sounds, so that might be your thing or something. But I think the best rule of thumb is just keep an open mind about any kind of work, and be good at any kind of work, be able to be competitive with any audition from any genre.
Yep.
And so, and I think commercial, it's hard in that it's so nuanced. A lot of people don't know how to do it. So when they try to act normal, it doesn't work. So yeah, when you can sound conversational, you can make a lot of money out of it.
Yeah, don't doubt it. Yeah,
okay,
I've been creating doing some like silly commercials, like just fake like really, like I
Right.
did one
Okay.
on my TikTok channel called for something called Taserade, because nothing says wake up like 40,000 volts.
That's good. Okay, so let's you ought to drop some of those into the school group, the voiceover
I will.
challenges. Do
I
it.
will. I have another one that I'm working on that's for the all new 2035 Ford F5000. A truck so big we included an elevator as standard equipment.
Nice. That's awesome. All right, let's do that second one.
Okay.
The official Alaska vacation planning video voiceover script.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna bat it out like I practiced it, and we'll go from there.
Nice.
This official Alaska. Yeah. Okay. So that's what happens. Let's see here. This official Alaska vacation planning video is filled with plenty of breathtaking scenes. But more important, it's loaded with all the information you need for planning a trip to Alaska, like when to go, what to wear, and what to see. So if you've got Alaska on your mind, you're going to love this video. Let's begin with snow sports. This is definitely the place for cross country and downhill skiing, for snowboarding, tobogganing, and even ice fishing.
I really like that last line because it sounded you weren't in a rhythm. Like one of the most boring things you can do is pa 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 and be predictable. But when you said and even ice fishing and took it out of the
I was thinking about that when
where I thought you were going. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okay, so on this one, and again, love it. That would work. That's a good solid read. So now let's just tweak it. Let's pop the hood and we'll try to mess with it a little bit. Let's say wherever you were projection wise, let's say that let's dial it back even more. Maybe lean in on the mic just a little bit. So make it a little more intimate, right?
Okay.
Like you're talking to instead of a group of people. So let's just say that last one, whatever it felt like, let's say you were addressing a group. You're trying to make a sale to 10, 12 people. All right.
Okay.
With Alaska, yada, 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 yada. So now this one, let's say everybody left. There's one person and it's you and this other person on the desk. And they're like, do you really think I would enjoy that? And you lean forward and you say this. And you read it again. And you, let's say you've been there. You've experienced it. You had the time of your life and you're trying to dial back on how enthusiastic you are. So this is very like you're so enthusiastic. You don't want any of it to show through because it would almost be ridiculous. So you're going to be, okay, here's the deal.
Yeah.
You gotta go. That kind of a tone.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This official Alaska vacation planning video is filled with plenty of breathtaking scenes. But more important, it's loaded with all the information you need for planning a trip to Alaska, like when to go, what to wear, and what to see. So if you've got Alaska on your mind, you're going to love this video. Let's begin with snow sports. This is definitely the place for cross country and downhill skiing, for snowboarding, tobogganing, and even ice fishing.
Oh, that was amazing. I'm serious. That was good. I think I have goosebumps. That was really good.
Thank you.
Right. That makes so what it sounds like to me. And if you're listening, what did you think about, to the viewer, the listener? How did that make you feel? To me, it felt like you and I are best friends, and my best friend is giving me sincere advice, and I trust you. So
Mhm.
yeah, that sounds like here's my debit card. Let's book
Mhm.
this thing. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I felt the call to action right there, even though this is an exercise. That was really good. I loved that.
Thank you. Thank you. I wasn't sure because I'm trying to like, this is gonna sound horrible, but I was trying to go into that intimate space without it sounding overly intimate.
Right. And I know what you mean. There's a
Yeah.
line to stay on this side of, but also, and when I say intimate, that maybe that's a bad word, but like
No, I
a
think you hit the nail on the head. It's
you know what I'm
just
saying? This is like if we're best friends, you've just put your arm around my shoulder and said, "Look, man, you gotta book this. This is
yeah.
so this is
Yep.
amazing." Right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're projecting to a stranger that's listening. And they're
Mhm.
gonna feel that though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Cool.
Oh,
I like
okay.
that.
Rob also says, I agree with taking your headphones off. I think that, thank you, Rob. That's makes me think I'm not crazy. Like when a pro like yourself is doing that. Yeah. It just, sometimes it's not, obviously it's not bad to wear headphones or anything,
I'll have to
but,
try it.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
pull it off and it might help you focus on the attitude because you're not distracted by your own mellifluous tones, however you say it. You know
My
what I'm
own
saying?
voice. My own voice.
Right, right. And some people, you can just hear it in the read that they love the music of their own voice, and yet they're probably the only one loving it because it doesn't sound that
I
great. Like, I mean, it
I
sounds that
yeah.
they hit the notes, but
Mhm.
there's no soul or heart to
Yeah.
it.
I have had such a love-hate relationship with my voice my entire life. This voice that you hear right now is not the voice that you would have heard out of me 10 years ago. Um, when I was in college, I had a friend of mine go, "You have a very high voice for somebody your size and a man." And I'm like, "Really?" And I listened to recordings of myself back then and I'm going, "Holy crap, I really do." And then I found this video online that was like how to find your real voice.
Mm,
And it went through this whole exercise on how to, you just basically and then you and where your voice settles is actually your real voice. And then I had to basically um I had to train myself to not let my voice get too high. Um, so now I'm stuck with this.
well, there are worse voices to be stuck with, good sir.
I appreciate that.
The, no, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
Do you have any of the ones? Can you pull up anything from the school group that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
posted?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh, I think I can. Why do I not? I think I have it bookmarked. View group. Do, 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 do. Let's see, which one do you want? I've got the Allegra one um, that I just did. Where did you go? There you are.
Yeah, let's do exactly. Let's do that one. Let's try that one.
Okay. Okay. Got to get my. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do because I actually do Allegra. I had to put it into a Google Doc and actually blow up the text so I could actually see it.
Oh,
I need bifocals bad. So all right. So let's see. Do you want me to just read it how I recorded it
yeah.
before?
Let's do a one of those down the middle. Like let's just
Mhm.
read it, get warmed up, see what it feels like, and then we can sort of dig into different parts of it.
Okay. Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Once daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long-lasting, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra and enjoy your world.
Very nice. I love it. So now let's try, like, with the mindset, and let's maybe hit that treble end again, right? So
Okay.
um, this is you are dealing with people that have a hard time being outside during
Mhm.
certain times of the year. They like being
Yep.
outside, but they can't because they're being assaulted. Their senses are being assaulted by the pine pollen, the flower pollen, all kind of pollen. So if you can take a product and be able to come outdoors and enjoy the weather for the first time in years, what
Mm.
might that sound like? So I know you're giving the narrator. So you're the narrator of this thing, but let's just make the narrator someone that has used this product and loves it and is relieved and so happy and ecstatic that they are outside for the first time in years because of this little thing, right? And now I'm trying to, draw disciples unto myself with, as far as
Right.
that goes. So let's lean into the um, maybe upward inflection again, but
Okay.
the relief, the happiness, and usually that can speeding up through in little spurts, you might say,
Mhm.
is one way. There are other ways, but that's one way of sort of um, achieving that chipper sound, that
Mhm.
high energy, yay.
All right. So let's see here. Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Once daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long lasting, non drowsy allergy relief, so you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra and enjoy your world. Eh, not feeling that one.
Well, that is closer to what I'm talking about. Like, that was
Yeah,
different. That was definitely different. And I mean, yeah, I mean,
it
it takes
didn't.
practice, of course.
It didn't feel like it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it hit the way it should have. Let's see. I almost think like seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Only once daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long lasting, non drowsy allergy relief. So you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra. Enjoy your world.
I like it. That's good.
That was better. That was better.
Now,
It's
the
almost like
thing,
that first line, because it's you're kind of going seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. It's I can't it's like I could deliver it in a happy in a happy tone. Seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable, but it doesn't make sense, or at
well,
least doesn't make sense to me.
a lot of times when you're doing commercials, especially, it has to match the branding, right? And
Right?
Allegra, until they rebrand,
Yeah,
it would be like, no, it has to sound chipper, because
that's the sound
every
chipper.
one of their things I've ever heard are like, Allegra's,
Yeah.
I can breathe now because of Allegra. It's like really treble. It's really
Mhm.
chipper. It's really happy. There's like a dog jumping up and catching a frisbee, and there's like
Right.
people walking through the meadow,
Yeah.
and it's really happy, happy, joy, joy.
I mean, maybe that's what I need to do. So, like, seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Hmm. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, okay, so I'm thinking what you said about short bursts.
Mm-hmm.
So, seasonal allergies can make you feel miserable. Only Once Daily Allegra has fexofenadine for long lasting, non drowsy allergy relief. So you can feel more like yourself again. For people 12 and older, side effects include headache, upper respiratory tract infection, and back pain. Call your doctor now for more information about Allegra, and enjoy your world.
Good job. Good job. Oh, Rob says is Narcissus. That's right.
Narcissus, yes.
Or
Yep.
Narcissus. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Narcissus, yep.
Narcissus. The
Narcissus.
we loved his own little face so much that what happened? I forget what happened. He died because
yeah. Zeus said no more.
Yeah. So okay. So that's that's a couple commercials, and I think we need to get your work toward getting your demo right, your commercial demo. I think that's a great start. And there's different schools of thought on this, but I think that some people say you have to wait years and years until you're perfect and then make a demo, pay somebody thousands of dollars. That's just not how I see it. If that works for them, that's great. In my case, I made one myself very early on and put it on Fiverr and Upwork and started booking work immediately. It was low budget. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
But pretty soon I was getting, NBC Sunday Night Football kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Within a year of that, I was getting big jobs.
Wow.
And
that's cool.
There's no reason why you can't just, you can't do that. A brother of mine he's a very motivated individual. He's not a voice actor, but he's in like special operations in the military. So he just thinks on a different wavelength than sort of your average bear, as you must when you're in a unit like that. But he loves. There's a quote from Charlie Sheen's interview from like 2000, I don't know, 10 or 11, when he was just
off his
ripping in some sort of Nightline thing. But he had a line that my brother continues to use to this day, and that is, I got one speed, I got one gear, go. So, I think that's a good way to, as far as your voiceover, could it be better than it is right now? Sure. Yeah. But if you wait until it's perfect, you might never do it. So I say, get something out there, even if it's not perfect. Maybe could it be better? Would some perfectionists be horrified by it? Maybe.
Probably.
Does that matter though? Not really. Not if you're booking work. And then if you don't book any work and people like literally are emailing you back saying, ha 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 ha, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. Never talk to me again. Okay, well then you say, okay, let's retweak this and evaluate and make it better. But my thing is, get it out there. So I would start with commercials, that kind of thing, and we can talk about that more later and in the group and stuff like that. But I also wanted to talk about audiobooks, ACX. That's where I started. That oftentimes is someone's first win, right? That's your first booking. And even on ACX, where it might be something like royalty share, and so you're not making any money unless the thing makes money in 6 months, I would say it's still so good for your confidence as a voice actor for someone to say, I really like what you're doing, and I want you to represent these words that I've worked so hard on, and you're the one that I want to bring life and to these words. That is really big for a voice actor, and I think ACX is a great way to do that. So do you have a profile on there yet?
I do not. Not.
I would say get one as fast as you can.
Okay.
Like I would just get up on there. Again, for those that don't know, ACX is a audiobook creation exchange, I think is what it stands for. It's owned by, I guess, really Amazon, but Audible.
Yep.
It puts artists, editors, producers, publishers in the same room. So you can go there and you can, even without anything on your profile, you can still, if you just put, Jeremy T, and that was your profile, no picture, no nothing, and started doing auditions for because you
Mhm.
can go, there's like audition area, you go and do an audition, and
Mhm.
you would book work without even adding anything. However,
Mm.
what I would do is I would put a headshot, I would put a little description about you, and
Mhm.
then and don't worry about it if you haven't done anything. You just say, I'm a voice actor that does any genre, whatever, whatever genres you like, or whatever. And then
I'll
just
do anything.
you're right, exactly. Then I would put up some samples, right?
Mhm.
So in the case of them, and I mean, you can put a bunch of them up. I think what you can do is like, I would do, um, let's say, general narration. So I
Mhm.
would get a history book, I would get something like that, and literally just read it for 30 to 60 seconds. Like, this is a little different than your commercial. Your commercial demo,
Mhm.
you're 8 to 10 seconds and you're out of there and you're getting something else. On a audiobook, they need to hear that, right?
Yeah.
So, they can be a longer 60 seconds to a minute, but do narration and then do like a dialogue between two male characters,
Okay.
then do dialogue between a male and a female character. That ought to be another one.
Mhm.
Another sample ought to be dialogue between two female characters, right?
Mm.
Now, what that's doing is you're letting the publisher know, okay, this guy, even when he is talking like a lady, it's not distracting. I can see that lady in my mind because he's not overdoing it, right?
Mhm.
And um, the a lot of times, and I've heard a lot of people do this. Either a woman will try to like, push her voice way down like this, and it's
Yeah.
just it's overdone. And then
Yeah.
when a guy, he tries to talk up here, like, no, nobody can listen to that for 8 hours.
No.
All you need to do is to say, like, make sure the characters are differentiated, and it ought to be as minimal as possible. So you just put what Scott Brick, he's a great a narrator.
I've listened
Uh,
to a couple of his books.
Scott Brick
Yeah.
calls it putting air. Just put a little air in it, and
Mm.
that's your female character.
Okay.
So if it was, if I'm reading this commercial script as two characters, I would say, here's the guy. This official Alaska vacation planning video is filled with plenty of breathtaking scenes. But more important, it's loaded with all the information you need for planning a trip to Alaska. Right? That's not much different, and yet
Yeah.
I put a little air, and you can
Mhm.
mess around and stuff. But you don't want. It's a different genre. You're literally um, um, like telling a story for 10 hours.
Right.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
a different genre than like
Yeah.
anime, where it's like "Ah," the entire time.
Yeah.
Um, let's see let's go get some comments here. Yeah, Rob, and royalty share is essentially free because
Yeah.
most people, they don't have a presence. Now, if it's a like a big author with a big presence on social media and a marketing plan, royalty share can be great.
Sure.
But usually that's not the case. Usually royalty share is a broke author like myself that is like, look, I don't have any money to pay you, but I'll pay you on the back end in dividends. That's usually how that goes. And usually they don't sell very many. How do I know that?
Yeah.
Because I've done a lot of them that don't sell that many. But
Yeah.
that's also the practice reps of breaking down the
Mhm.
script and getting into character are, that's invaluable. Um, uh, Tom Riley and Bart Rathbone. Anybody know his name? Anybody know that guy's name? Tom Riley. I don't think I knew that he played both those characters, whoever that was. I know we've got some Odyssey fans in here. If you know the voice actor's name, let me know. Anyway, so back to audiobooks. You're showing a portfolio, and you could also do narration of history nonfiction, but then you could also do narration of fantasy. So that's just going to be a little more of a storytelling vibe than something like that. Oh,
Right.
here we go. I knew somebody would know. Walker Edmiston. Is that right?
Never heard of him.
Well, he in the show Adventures in Odyssey, he played multiple characters, have you ever heard that show?
No.
Okay, so it started in the late 80s and it's still running. They had their 1,000th episode. It's an audio drama.
Oh, okay.
That it just ran. Like incredible run of this thing. And I know I've gotten to work with several of the writers and sound designers and actors in different audio dramas and stuff. Katie Lee plays one of the people in there, and she's been in a lot of stuff. I've gotten to hang out with her and watch her work, and then like Todd Bastide is an amazing sound designer, and some of those people, I'll be quite honest, hearing me say some of these things, they would be absolutely shocked and incensed, but that's okay. They're making their living. I'm making mine.
Yeah. Right.
This is how I do it. And anyway, that's a great show to check out. Get a lot of, and specifically on the character side of things, because it's an audio drama and you can hear the soundscaping, you can hear it's always great writing. The writing's great. In the audio drama, The Hidden Hand was the first time I think that was the first time I worked with her. I was the judge when she was getting sentenced or getting her custody hearing, and then there was some other things that I worked with her on. Then she was in the Adventum, and what else was she in that I was in? The last Jake Muller adventures that we did in Chicago back in the spring. So yeah, she's great. And you always learn from talking to people like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And she played, she lives in California, lives in LA, but she did a senator from South Carolina in the last thing we were in, and she did amazing. I was like, she's a pro voice actor. She's amazing. Let's see. Blakeney says, interesting. So back to ACX, you want a portfolio of here's what I sound like here, and you can truly knock it out in an hour if you have a stack of books next to you. You really can. Then you're all set up, and you can start auditioning. And from the time that you did that, with your voice, you sound great. I think it would be a matter of days before you got an offer. I really think that.
Okay.
So
I believe you.
That would be my challenge to you after this. And audio dramas, like Rob says, are coming back around, just with everybody on earbuds in, and I'm doing my thing. It's a fun way to experience a story in a sort of an immersive way. So, they're really coming back around. And
that was something I was actually wanting to expand Whispered Legends into. I have friends who are actors, local theater and whatnot, and I've talked to them, and I'm like, hey, if I write and script an audio, like a ghost audio drama, because I always loved stuff like Lights Out and all those old audio dramas. If I did something like that, would you want to? Thank you, Jacob. Uh, would you want to voice one of the characters from it? They're all like, "Oh yeah, that'd be exciting," you know. So it's that's something I would love to do that. So working on other people's audio dramas would be awesome too. So
Right. And okay, so one thing you could do is also put out casting calls in our group. You know what I
okay,
mean? Because
yeah,
there's lots of people that are looking for experience, and it
mhm,
would be it'd be a good button where it's like, look, I can't
yeah,
pay you, but if
yep,
you I'm casting this character, so let's see what you got. And then if
yep,
if you don't have somebody in the group, you can always get them anywhere you want to. But that would be a
yeah,
place to get some stuff. Um,
yes,
I'm definitely going to use it for that. And I encourage anyone else that's making a podcast or whatever to do that.
yeah,
But yeah, going back to ACX, I would challenge you, like, by Monday, and I don't know anything about your schedule, but let's say by
I'm
Monday.
unemployed. I have nothing but time.
Well, so here's the challenge then.
All right, what do you got?
By Monday, your profile on ACX goes live, and each
Okay.
day next week, and you can start before this,
Oh, well,
but
yep.
start do at least one audition per day on ACX, at least.
Okay. Okay.
For the next week. And I think before the week is out, you will have an offer. That's what I
Really?
think.
All right. All
And
right.
I think that would be good for your confidence. I think that
It'd be huge.
like I think that I see talent in you that you do not see in yourself, perhaps.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
And I'm not just saying that. I really think
I trust you. I
you do
believe
some
me, I
stuff.
do.
If you get it out there. And obviously you're not
Thank
going to
you,
get
Justin.
cast if you're not auditioning. If you
Yeah.
audition, I just think you might even be in a situation where you have to turn something down, or,
Yep.
like, well, I can do it, but I'm kind of working on 2 now or 3 now. So the timeline will be whatever.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having too much work.
Yeah. And so I love what you're doing with your YouTube channel and writing your own stuff and your audio drama. But like Rob said, you make it yourself until someone pays you to do theirs.
Yeah.
And you can always
Yeah.
do both at the same time.
Yep. Well, and I know I talked to you, we talked the other day about doing some like the cask of Amontillado, doing that reading, and some other public domain short stories that I've found that I really want to kind of dig my teeth into. There's one called The Damned Thing, Ambrose Bierce, about that is such a great story. It's short, but it's really there's a good dread element to it, and there's a couple of different characters that I think require a little bit of differentiation. Like one of them might be a little raspy, something like that, and one of them is younger. So there's
Right.
you've got that, but yeah, that's one that I really would like to read. And
Do it.
yeah, so that's something I want to do. And do you think one of my Whispered Legends stories would be a good piece to put up on
Oh yes, absolutely.
ACX?
Post that. And you can even if it's with music and stuff, like, don't worry about that. You can post that. I know lots of people that'll actually put a soundscaped piece on there, which that probably is even better than just you and the mic. So yes, definitely put that up there.
Okay.
But
cool.
Also keep in mind that, let's say The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe. It's it's literally front to back narration. It's not, there's no characters to it. Anytime he says something, it's like the old man said, or, but he's talking the whole time. So as good as that story is, let's say, don't do 10 stories like that. Do it where, okay, here's a first person narration. Here's a narration of a third person narration. So that'd be another one.
Right.
Here's 2 guys talking, maybe 2 guys arguing, right? When there's stress involved. So it's not just, hey, how's it going? How about this weather we're having? It's very nice. Good to see you. Where it's
Yeah.
ratcheting up into maybe they're about to draw on each other in the Old West. Like it's getting the tension building. Maybe,
Yep.
with ladies, same type of thing. Maybe there's a tender moment. Maybe a guy's asking the girl out, that kind of thing. So this is a showcase for them to say, man, this guy can do whatever I need him to. And then
Yeah.
if you do accents, right? Well, then you can do all that again in an accent, right? Here's British narration of nonfiction.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
So yeah.
Accents is something I have not really delved into. I think when I've read some Shakespeare,
Mhm.
I tend to fall into it only because that's how I've heard it
Mhm.
myself. I did try, and I don't even know if I recorded it or not, or if I deleted it, but I did do a reading of Mark Antony's speech at Caesar's funeral.
Mhm.
Um, as a New York City mobster sitting
Oh,
down
very
talking to his
nice.
friends. Yeah.
Very nice.
Just, and it was, I did it, and I want to say I recorded it, but I was like, oh my God, this is horrific. And I'm pretty sure I deleted it.
Dang it.
I would never
That's
do
I
that again.
love the idea. That's a great
Yeah.
idea. And yeah, so
Caesar's funeral. Here I come to speak at Caesar's funeral.
there you go. So, but you don't feel like you have to. If it's like, oh, I gotta
Right.
have a British. No, don't worry. It's just like get up there what you're comfortable with, and that
Yep.
you could produce for an hour. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
You don't want to put a character in that it's like, oh, I can only say 2 or 3 lines in that accent, and then I don't know how to, because I saw it in the movie once. Like, be able
Yeah.
to do that accent or that character,
Yeah.
and then put it up there. And
Yeah.
you're just gonna get work, man. You
Okay.
just will.
I believe you. The little imposter syndrome guy in the back of my head is going, he needs to be quiet.
Yeah, well,
He's
I would,
not right.
turn around, grab him by his little throat, spank his little bottom,
Yep.
throw him in the back seat, and say, "I don't want to hear you talking again."
Yep.
And
That's what I'm doing.
like, don't worry about it, and just don't. Like you said earlier, you're not going to stop you're not going to fail unless you quit.
Right.
If you run into failure, you just found one way that didn't work.
Yep.
So change horses, do what you got to do, make some tweaks. That doesn't mean don't be constantly improving, but never quit. And
What is
then,
it? Was it Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail at making a light bulb 1,000 times. I figured out 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb.
right. That's a phenomenal attitude about
No.
anything.
Yeah.
And
You got to make mistakes. If you're not making mistakes, you're not learning.
Yep.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. You're making content on your own. You're practicing every day. I see you in the group posting the auditions that you're exactly where you need to be. And now I would say, let's kick it up a notch. Get on ACX tonight, or very soon. Get that thing live. Twofold. People will be able to search you, right?
Yep.
And they can find you. I've gotten offers without even auditioning, where they're just like, we love your voice. Here's an offer. That'll happen too. But I don't think that happens unless you have a profile.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, so with your profile filled out, and then you're doing your audition, you kind of the old double whammy. You're gonna get work, man. I don't think it's a long. I don't think it's far down the road. I think we're less than a week from your first booking. If you do what I'm asking,
I will do it. I will do it 100%. And and I look at it this way. I mean, it's you and I have started to get to know each other, but we still don't really. And this is a professional relationship, and you don't owe me anything. So you don't owe me, hey, you're great, I'm going to blow smoke up your rear end.
Right. That won't do me any good.
Yeah, that won't do you any good, because you want me to succeed, because it ultimately will help what you're doing here. Let's be honest. I mean, that's the truth, and you want to see me succeed because you're a nice guy and you believe in what I'm doing. And I appreciate that. And so, and again, for anybody that's in this chat that has not, that is interested in voice acting, please just give the guy a chance. He's excellent. He's been nothing but kind and generous with his knowledge and his time. I can't say enough good things about the man.
I appreciate that. That's very kind. And yeah, I suppose we're well over an hour now. We're good a place as any to
hour and 10.
I've had a great time.
Me too. I think this is great. I can't wait
and
to.
I think this is helpful
started.
for other people because
Yes,
they can sit back and watch and see what you're thinking, what you're going through, what you're pushing into, and then they can add it to theirs. I think this is good.
Yeah. And I'm going to kind of really in that vein try to log as much of this process as I can. And like we talked about with the Audacity settings and the stuff that I use, and all of those things as a way to give to the group, so that anybody that's if I can be a success at this, then there's no reason why anybody else can't do it. I mean, it's I think it's I want to see everybody succeed just like you do. So
yeah, well, I appreciate that. Well, yes. So to the ones in the group, let's see you in the group. And if you have IT questions, ask Jeremy. And if you're not in the group, join the group, or catch me on Instagram or here on the YouTube or Facebook, whatever. Shoot me a message. And then tell us one more time where, okay, you're Undead Papa, you're on Instagram, and your real good stuff is on YouTube as far as your stories, right?
Yes. You can find me pretty much on most of the socials out there as Undead Papa, with the exception of Instagram and Threads, where I am Undead Papa 519. But if you do search Undead Papa, my stuff will come up. I've contacted Instagram, try to get that account, but to no avail. But, it's like the account hasn't been used in like the last 10 years, and it's like, really, it's the only place. But no, that's where you find most of my stuff. I post everything on Instagram and TikTok, and then I post all of it on, I'm starting to post all of it on YouTube as well, and my back catalog poetry readings will start going up there as well.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Well, man, this has been awesome. I'm going to shoot you a message because I have a couple ideas offline I want to run by you. Maybe we could work together on something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can get on out of here. But it was great to see you. And Rob says you can do it.
Thank you, Rob. I'll keep you posted.
All righty. Well, everybody, thank you for coming in. Jeremy, great to have you. And
thank you. Thank you for having me.
See you later.